Hello, my name is Christian Imes from Animals in Denial, and this is my tool of the week. This is my Switch guitar, Wild One, named Switch after the company. And this guitar is made out of their material they like to call Vibracell. This company no longer exists. It went out of business. It was short lived, like a lot of things for guitar players. But the thing's molded out of plastic. It's one piece, and they said it's supposed to have the molecular properties or whatever of a mahogany wood. I don't know. It's got a decent amount of weight to it, but it's such a small guitar, and so 22 frets. The humbucker is switchable, so you can split it to be a single coil thing. I tend to run it in like depending on what I'm doing. I've actually used both. The stuff I was just doing, the kind of stuff where the guitar's tuned to D standard, and I'm playing that stuff like in Chariot Ride or Quest for the Sane or Drive Me, those songs and stuff. Like I'm using this guitar for doing that. I've kind of put it in the strap mode and single coil and the bridge thing, and it gets the job done. It does all that stuff. Other songs I've used it though. Like it's got Grover tuners. Thing holds tune. I don't think they have a truss rod. Like I remember in the ad, it saying that you could leave it in your trunk, and it was heat and humidity and temperature resistant and stuff, and that it wouldn't bend because it was all one piece, molded one piece. The fretboard is ebonite, this other proprietary plastic that they come up with. But love the guitar. Will never sell it, and I got it like. I won't sell it now. I've sold it a few times over the years and ended up getting it back every time, which is like 3 times actually. Um, but yeah, the first time like I just pawned it. I sold it to a pawn shop, and then like it popped back up in the pawn shop, and I bought it, and then it got stolen and sold to said pawn shop, and then I got it back, and then I sold it and it went somewhere else, and I seen it showed up in a guitar stand. I was looking because like most people, like most musicians and gear people do, is I would, this was back in the day, at search Guitar Center used inventory, and as soon as I saw something, it was like, ooh, this is at Asheville. Yes, go get this. And I figured it was mine because they came with a yellow nut, but when I got mine, it wasn't cut right, and so I had it replaced with this black one. There's also a nick on the neck that I knew that I put on there that was mine, so I knew this was my exact guitar, so I bought it again for the last time. And I said after that, nope, never getting rid of it. I also did Inside of Me with this guitar. Actually, all of the guitars in Inside of Me were done with this guitar. The rhythm tracks and the lead tracks were done with this. It was tuned to let's see, the guitar was tuned to standard F, and then I drop tuned the top string from F to, I guess, drop E. I don't know. Music nerds, if you're watching this, you can correct me. Theory nerds, if you want to check that. But like, yeah, like the guitar was like, it was a standard tune with like just F was the low E. The E's were tuned to F's, and then everything corresponding there. Um, so yeah, like I don't remember what they all are, and to be honest, I don't really care. It's all about making the song for me. So it's like whatever tuning I need to use to get the part out that I'm hearing in my head, that's what we do. So that's kind of how I decide that and stuff. And then sometimes I just get bored with the tuning and switch a different thing. But so I got to D. But anyway, back to this lovely tool, the thing. Like I honestly saw, like I got it. Like I remember it was on. I got it from Musician's Friend, and it was on a sale. It was like a New Year's sale, and like I didn't know that like it was partly because the price was so cheap. I put like brand new. It was $99, and I'm like, Grover tuners. It's worth $100 for just the tuners, and so I got it because it was like, and it looks like, and like what drew me to it is because it kind of had this horn, this weird shape like a Parker. And see, we had a Parker dealer in Asheville that they had a fly that was like one of 20 in its color, and I played it, and it was like $8,000 or something crazy like that. And I was like, I'm never gonna be able to afford this, but I would play it every time I went in there. I'm like, gosh, everybody I know thinks that the Parker shape, the horn thing, the weird, they think it's ugly. I thought it was awesome and futuristic looking and stuff like that. And like, I'm a '90s kid, so it's like it wasn't a. I was raising it. No, I was born. No, no, just didn't. That wasn't it. It looked like, it looked like it's like a cyberpunk guitar or something I'd see in Ghost in the Shell or something. I don't know. It looks cool, and I wanted it. But I couldn't afford that stuff. And it was before Parker started doing the imports and the bolt-on neck stuff, so they didn't have any of that stuff. And by the time they did make that, that music store was no longer a Parker dealer. So I ended up buying an Ibanez from there. But anyway, long story short, back to this. When I saw it on the website, it was like, ooh, it's got this 2-3 tone color thing going on. It's like, oh, that's awesome. And so, $100. I didn't think you could get a guitar for $100 at the time. So I bought it. And then it came out of the box, and the nut was not cut right to where the low E string was sitting way up, and you couldn't get the like the strings would literally pop out of the nut. So I took it to this music store that's no longer available. It just says it's just guitars and repairs across the side. I don't even know what the name of the store was. A guy that I had jammed with that played drums worked there, and so I knew that. I knew there was a store, so I went over there, and they're like, "Yeah, just this was the early aughts." So this is what's crazy to me is like how it's so much easier to get your guitars fixed and stuff now. But like I remember leaving this guitar with them for 2 weeks to get a nut replaced and stuff. And it's like, meanwhile, it's like you go to a guitar center and stuff, and like you get it back the next day. Sometimes the same day. But anyway, 2 weeks after I bought the thing, I had to wait and let the thing come back and all this other stuff. And then when I finally got it back, and then I liked it, loved it. When I got it back from the last time where it went away from me and stuff, like, I don't know what kind of meat hands, hawk hands, whatever Hulk hands that were playing this thing before, but like the action was raised super high, and it's like, whoa, what are you doing? No, it's like I like my action really close, like as close as it will get without things sticking or feeding back or buzzing or anything like that. I don't. I have a light touch when it comes to certain things, but I have an aggressive attack, so it kind of balance. It's the yin and yang thing going on. It's like all balance. But anyway, um, this thing I've played, like, this was the guitar I played in Odd Star. I was in that band, and we played the Orange Peel, and that was cool. This was the guitar that I used, and everybody was asking me, what is that? What is that? And I'll get guitar players that'll ask me, what is that? What is that? And stuff. And it's like, it's a Switch. And when it was out and when it was new, you wouldn't have bought it because you didn't. Because we're weird. Guitar players are weird. We want new stuff and new shapes and stuff like that. But, like, I have, like, 10 Strats. So, and it might be more than that. I'm not exaggerating. They're Strat-like guitars where it's like you end up buying the same traditional things and stuff like that, and they come out with some weirder shapes and stuff. Like, I want a V, but I don't like the Gibson V because it's awkward and it's heavy, and I just don't. I like the way the Jackson V's are cut, but like I don't like the headstock. It's dumb. It's really dumb, but we'll get over these things. Anyway, this guitar, this headstock's not bad. It's kind of PRS-y, kind of Schecter-y. It works. Like, it's not bad. I like the way it looks. Again, tuning stability's great. Um, I've never had to change the tuners. This guitar has changed hands. Went to a few places and came back and still mine. String through body. Um, hardtail bridge. The humbucker is a little too hot when it's in the humbucker mode, so you end up having to roll the volume down a little bit on it. Like normally when, like with my Les Pauls, I just turn everything all the way up and roll with it. But like with these, want to back it off just a hair, just a little bit. Not a lot, but like just not to where it's all the way wide open, which is the kind of thing that I like to do. But yeah, like it's like, see, if we go all the way, it's almost a little bit too much. But yeah, and that, like, that's a Bassman model, so it's not supposed to be. Yeah, it's not really supposed to be too. Like, yeah, I put a Strat through that thing, it'll sound like clean. Like, well, I put that Strat through it. We put a Billy Corgan or something, and it doesn't sound like that. But anyway, this is been getting dusted out because it's basically going to play a new role for me now. I've been playing a lot this week, getting ready for the live streams and stuff, and this will be this will be a guitar that songs like "Drive Me" or "Quest for the Sane" or "Chariot Ride" are out now. It's one of those songs. Those songs are the ones I'll primarily use this song when I'm playing on them. If I'm just singing on them, then obviously I'm not using any guitar. But like, you get what I'm saying with that. Anywho, that's pretty much it for this thing. Like, it's not that heavy. It's heavy enough. Like, it feels like it's got some weight, but it's not that heavy and stuff. So you can sling it around and stuff, and you know, it's just a good guitar. Like, it really is. Like, it's really versatile and stuff. Like, it's not the most versatile guitar ever and stuff. Like I said, you know, it takes a little bit getting used to find, finessing your volume knob there when you're used to just wide open raw. But yeah, it's a good tool. My tool of the week. So yeah, the Model D Moog VST sounds really good, and if you don't know what it feels like to play with the big filter knob on the physical Moog, it's good. You won't even need the Moog. And on that bombshell, see you next time.